launching our Total Experience, the newer version of the platform in Riyadh. All happened courtesy of meeting with Rajiv when we had like in December, right? And I think ability to shift a global launch, instead of move it from doing it in a different location straight up to here. It's been amazing. Thank you. So I'm going to take maybe the next 15, 20 minutes to just run you through the portfolio of HCL Software in terms of who we are. Let me give you a little bit of who we are, our size and scale, and our focus. Now, Richard spent a lot of time on Total Experience. I'll just touch a bit upon some of the others. And then we might end up having some time, and we've got an exciting panel coming up after this. So, we are part of, we are about to enter our 50th year as HCL Group. It was founded in India by a bunch of 6 entrepreneurs who came together in 1976 to really start to imagine how they want to revolutionize the way computing was built. Still a single majority founder-owned company. The group is run by the family office. The largest entity in the group is HCL Technologies, under which we've got 2 businesses, HCL Tech, which is our services business, 220,000 people across 60 countries worldwide, mainly focused on digital engineering, cloud transformation, and AI. And we are unique. There's always a saying that it would be the first, the best, or the greatest. So we are the first software company to be born out of a services heritage. So a large services ecosystem, realizing the need for shifts which is happening in the way products are going to be built and how it's going to evolve, and bring that empathy of services back into software. So we are the first. There's no one else which has ever done this before. But it's a journey which we've taken through, and that's what HCL Software exists. We have about 10,000 plus global customers. We just have 7,200 people because the software product business just is a very different piece. You have lesser number of people, you scale using the code, and compared to services where you scale using intellect capital. And it's fundamentally 2 different parts of the business. So that's who we are. We are backed. We are a profitable, long-standing, reliable, scalable enterprise software. And it's a significant commitment. We are about 1.5 billion, so which makes us the largest India headquartered software product company in the world. So it's very interesting. And most of our intellectual property is legally registered in India. So we are a little bit more sovereign in terms of how we want to operate, in terms of how we license and do a lot of different things. So it's a clear intent to diversify and build around that. So this is a genesis. So 76, core HCL started. We morphed into R&D. We are one of the top 3 engineering services provider worldwide from a third-party engineering services. So very sizable, large engineering and R&D capability that is building product for others. And this is beyond just software, building mechanical, embedded systems, VLSI, silicon design, a lot of those pieces. And about 2016 was the early start of how our founder said, why can't you build for yourself? Why don't you build IP rather than building it for others? And that's how the genesis of HCL Software came in. We started off by carving out all intellectual property or software which we had in the services business and took out all IP. We acquired a lot of intellectual property. Some of you have been customers who have used some of those acquired assets which we have modernized, continue to modernize and invest. We did full acquisitions, we did IP partnerships, and we continue to evolve this whole part of the business. And just to give you a size and scale, just where we are today. We operate in about 130 plus countries globally. So, quick data point, of the 1.4 billion, we invest $500 billion back into engineering. So this is not, we are a profitable software company, but we put a lot of money back into building the product, engineering, modernizing, and enhancing, because finally that matters. Right? One is about leaving software out there. This is old saying, good software outlive generations. Bad software can't outlive a season. And I think the fact is the ability to continue to invest pragmatically, helping customers extract value on the investments they have done. And that's a big proof point. We continue to thrive. Big relentless focus on customer success. I'm going to touch upon that a little bit later because that's finally going to drive a lot of those pieces together. So I want to share something. So I have this uncanny little fortune of meeting 500-600 CXOs in a year. I meet across the globe. And I learn, and like a sponge, I try to listen and figure out what are they trying to solve. And one very interesting, so what we did, we managed to pick 10 big topics. And this is a worldwide perspective. I hope many of them is applicable to what's happening in the kingdom. So one clear point, and we were in Davos earlier this week, and I had this, we saw some couple of great things. One is what's happening with Neon, right? The second we went to the C4IR showcase. Now we've got Dr. Basma here, she's going to be in the stage in a while, tell some pieces about that. And then we went to an Aramco's reception, right? And we really noticed one common theme is, and which again reiterates the fact that digital is equal to business. In many cases, if you are not, you are rewiring every part of your business. It's no more IT as an enablement function, or technology is no more separate. Pretty much in some cases, it's the business, correct? It's becoming the digital core of how you're imagining. We're seeing this consistently, every customer telling us. The second, I think Richard talked a lot about experience, but then how you orchestrate experiences, correct? I think Christian did show in the demo saying that you could be anywhere in the channel, but it's not about delivering experience, but it's about holding the experience across various channels. So experience aligns or adjusts itself to where you are, not you trying to adjust to the experience layer. It's a big shift. You're seeing that. It's a big move. It's not going to be an easy thing because we have so much of legacy, heritage, classic, highly tangled web IT landscapes. It's not easy that you can turn off and turn on, but how do you orchestrate? Orchestration is going to be a very important thing. The third thing which you're noticing is this whole concept of global. I don't know, I couldn't find a better word. But the world is becoming global, but then there is also hyper-localization, nationalization. There's a very interesting blend happening, right? Sovereignty, data protection, data boundaries, right? The internet, I had a fortunate enough to spend about 30 minutes with the founder of the WWW, Dr. Tim Berners-Lee, and we were having this very interesting conversation. He said, I built WWW for sharing and being open, but he believes that too few have too much control over the web. So he's working on a completely new protocol called Solid, where you could really control, individuals could control data of who can access what as an individual piece. So there's a very classic thing happening on the whole evolution. With Web3, we're seeing some very interesting aspects. It's a very interesting shift of purely being open, whereas the needs of the internet is morphing in a very different way. Data sovereignty, so we're seeing this globalization versus localization is the third thing. Fourth, I think business models, we're seeing various amounts of different models of consumption. Every product companies are becoming service providers, and services companies are trying to productize. So we're going to continue to see this move happening as a constant shift. Data is equal to gold, we could call it oil, or we could call it any other thing, but data is becoming center of every piece. Everyone is looking at how do you monetize data, how do you make sense, or move to a data-first model. It's a very hard thing, because we've always built applications for 30 years, and apps was the only important piece. AI, I know this is, and I put the word plus human, great. There's too much of conversation about AI. You can apply AI across the spectrum. But the key is that how do you make AI with human in the loop? And when I consistently talk to a lot of our customers and partners, they really come back and say, how can we use pragmatic application of AI? Like I think Richard did talk about a little bit of how we could use it to help you improve development of applications, how it can take things which are not human friendly, things which needs a lot of multiple connected tasks, but an ability to then make them connect and deliver an outcome. So hence that whole AI plus human, whether you use machine learning, natural language processing, Gen AI, agentic, it's the whole. Cloud pendulum, I know depends on where you are on the swinging on the pendulum. It was all public, went all private, hybrid. Now you're seeing sovereign, telco clouds, MECs, all combinations, correct? And it's going to continue to keep swinging around where the pendulum is going to start. But I think there's value in hyperscale infrastructure. Then when you bring hyperscale infrastructure, bring local in, then it comes to data sovereignty, then where do you put the data? So it's going to be, it's a pendulum that will keep continuing to swing, and you have to find out what works for you. Ecosystems, moving from I to we. I want to do everything to a we model. Could we collectively curate ecosystems? Whether as an ISV, whether as a customer, whether as a partner, how do you curate and build an ecosystem to be able to build collectively or grow collectively? That's the key piece. Security and compliance, I think, if digital is equal to the business, the single biggest risk you have of being able to do business is security and compliance. So more and more you digitize, more and more you run completely digital equal to business. Being secure and able to operate in a highly reliable and a secure. Being operational means these days if you're down, which means your business is off. There's no offline mode, right? And we did see with some recent massive cyber outages which led to businesses coming to a kind of a pause till they had to recover back. And then finally being sustainable and viable. So this is what our customers are telling us consistently. So what we decided was saying that if we can distill these three, what are the three things our customers are doing consistently? One, in every conversation is they tell us that we focused on improving experience, whether it is customer experience, employee experience, product experience, service experience, brand experience. And I did meet someone who was telling me about machine experience. I said, explain to me what is machine experience. He said, when machines talk to systems, you want to measure the experience of all those machines. Now things are becoming living things, correct? So they're not trying to measure experience of machine interaction. And I think in the afternoon, Dario and Mark talk about some interesting aspects. There's a classic debate in Formula One. Is the human machine or the machine human, and how that experience blending happens. So every layer of experience is becoming. Second, there is a stark realization which is happening that could you put data first and then worry about apps experience, how you consume data, which is a hard thing because we build things without putting data in the center. So the second thing which we distill of all these pieces is, can we reimagine pieces with metadata, active metadata, data governance, data contracts, data catalog, reimagine and look at data at the center. And the third, how do I operate? How do I operate in an agile way, in a secure way, in a really reliable way? So this whole operations, business operations, cyber operations, IT operations, workplace operations, data center, cloud, network. But how do you operate? How operate the business operate, my refineries operate, my telco network operate, my bank. So ops. So we really try to simplify this whole thing into XDNO. We have customers trying to solve experience, using the insights from data to run very reliable operations. So that's how we really started to distill what our customers sort of tell us. So when we started to shape our portfolio, we said, can we start to align what we call our 7 pillars of how we operate as products. Like met Richard, we have his counterparts who run different portfolios. How are we really trying to solve these 3 pieces? So the way we really see this is that they are not disconnected. Think of them like a Venn diagram. They're connected, correct? There's always, you can't do experience without data. You can't deliver such great experiences without operating it in a very efficient way and orchestrating across the ecosystem. So what we do 7 key pieces, correct? We've got software which enables you to define and operate your data landscape, whether it's databases. Other than IBM and Oracle, there's only one other company which has foundational access to all database patents in the world, it's HCL. We just happened to acquire an entity which has access to 7 different database types. We've got about know, 20,000 customers, 15. It's a number which we keep discovering, by the way, because some of the databases have been out there for such a long time. 20,000 customers. Really, you have a cloud data warehouse, or an edge database, a relational object, a time series, a graph, NoSQL, different data platforms. You've got a data governance, data integration capability. Business applications, MarTech, commerce, customer data platform, customer journey analytics, an aftermarket cloud, pretty much in the B2B space, and then we do very specific niche stuff in digital manufacturing, which are geometric capabilities. Total experience, Richard will touch upon this a lot. You have a little bit of unique thing which is called sovereign collaboration, hyper-focused on a very specific market around sovereignty, public sector, defense, government. A collaboration platform which can run air-gapped, disconnected from the cloud. We clearly see a very niche-focused market, continue to enable and support that. Software around secure intelligent operations, which is how do you really run complex IT landscape from a DevSecOps aspect to site reliability engineering, IT operations, and the whole pieces from endpoint management to infrastructure automation to observability. So that's the sixth piece, and then we've got some very niche products which are highly targeted to niche markets, what we call the specialized software. That's how. But finally, they all really enable these three things what our customers are looking at: improve experience, get insights out of data, or organize data in some cases. The third is, can I run operations efficiently? Some of these data points give you we've got products which are highly scalable and which works. There can be a lot of products which are out there. I'll give you an example on commerce. We've got 200 odd customers, we do 300 billion of transactions on our platform. Our nearest competitor has 2,000 customers, we do 200 billion. So our average per customer GNV, we are designed for very, very large customers, hyper scale, works in a very complex wide environment. We touch about 2 billion people in the planet using our MarTech engine. This is like about 450, 500 large customers, hyper scale, segment of one, really scalable MarTech platform. There's a lot of hoopla in the market about no code, low code. Our nearest competitor has less than 1/5 of the applications we have on our low-code platform. We've been doing low-code for a long period of time. Maybe we have to do more marketing, I would say, to tell more stories about that. 10,000 plus apps, unique applications built. We guess about 7 to 10 million users who use these 10,000 applications. We've got about 10,000 plus OEMs and ISVs who embed our database technology. I'll give you an interesting example. The largest one, it's a very, not small, it's a mid-sized ERP company called Sage. They have two products which run both on cloud and on-prem. The core database, which PowerStack, runs on one of our products called Zen. Richard touched upon Lufthansa, correct, which is one on the experience side. There's a part of Lufthansa that embeds a database in every aircraft which flies and every aircraft they maintain for collecting real-time time series metrics data for maintenance. So we do a lot of interesting things at very diverse and hyperscale. We manage about 140 million endpoints, data center and clients. So our endpoint management platform is really, really large and scalable, and it's globally deployed. Works uniquely, as Richard mentioned, in a session, choice of deployment. We don't force only one way to consume the software product. I want to skip a little bit. Business applications I talked about. We've got 12,000 storefronts running on our commerce platform. It's very unique, very different, diverse, both B2B, B2C, B2B2C, all combinations. We've got about 2 billion end users we touch, but the big difference is we see a 3x improvement in inbound channel response back to our MarTech campaigns we work with our customers. Because we are a data-centric MarTech platform, we are not a CRM or a content-centric MarTech platform. Big difference. Put data in the center to run MarTech at scale. Data analytics, again I talked about very large, 40 years we've been in the database business, so we understand all the nuances and complexities of how do you really build and run very large data systems. We've got 2,500 plus customers globally on our secure intelligent operations stack, about 140 million endpoints. We support about 30 different programming languages on application security. A lot of work which we do around AI research. We've been productionizing AI for the last 12 years. Today, the big issue is that we have the challenge in AI is everyone is running behind Gen AI, agentic. There's a lot of metrics which is out there. We still do a lot of machine learning, NLP. Not everything needs to be. Today, I think the ultimate push we are seeing is that people are using chatbots or conversational bots to do search. We've been doing search for 20 years. And stand somewhere and you start to see pragmatic need and use of some of this technology. People, that's why the pendulum keeps swinging. I think how do you become more pragmatic? So, now, what we are doing in AI, because no session can be completed or telling you. So, we've got this four-fold approach toward AI. The first thing is adopt. We've got 5,000 people in engineering, we've got 4,000 co-pilots or AI assistants running in production. So, we use our AI augmented development at scale. And velocity varies from 30 to 60, depends upon different teams, have different needs and different parts. Some of the tools Richard showed about Figma to this thing, the whole thing was built by about 3 people. Yep, 3 engineers built the whole thing with a lot of add-ons. So I think you could do a lot of innovation acceleration by attaching AI augmented development. We do that at scale. Correct? You can modernize technology by using AI at scale. Second, we are embedding a lot of AI capability into different parts of our product, which means our customers get the outcome of AI and not just give them AI. Bake it into the product which delivers an outcome. Third is plugin. We would support most of the known hyperscaler plugins. We have native support for OpenAI, Azure OpenAI, Google Gemini, support Amazon Bedrock, and then we support all the on-prem models. We've got a lot of customers deploying Llama 3, Mistral. We started to support Falcon, a few of the different local language models. We're starting to see even now AI PCs coming in. People want to really start to use parameters into the PC, so we'll start to support all different AI deployments. And then we're going to infuse AI into some of our products so that the customer gets benefit of an outcome. So I'm doing this across our portfolio. So yep, are we doing AI? Yes. Are we doing AI? Gen AI? Yes, but we're using a very pragmatic approach to infuse AI into the product. And also keeping in mind that not everything AI needs to be done on GPUs. And I think a month back, what DeepSeek really taught the world, that you can do large-scale Gen AI, but smartly tuning your math models, you can still play around with not just GPUs, but you can use a lot of CPU capacity. So I think the world will start to realize that there is a balance in how you deploy and use it. So that's the cloud. Strongly subscribe to the vision of cloud, but our definition of cloud is not public cloud only. All our software products, our goal is they're designed by cloud native, which means they can be deployed in any cloud native platform at different levels of intensity. Some of them are born cloud native, which is you go and build that software stack in cloud native. Some of them have gone to the journey of being cloud native, which means if you have large hyperscaler contracts, a lot of our products are available in the marketplace or could be deployed in that cloud. But we still give a choice of how you deploy them in public cloud, private cloud, sovereign, or in a hybrid environment. And some of our products run in telco mix also, multi-access, edge cloud, and some of the other aspects. So we continue to push and drive towards that piece. Our goal is to make sure that as you deploy on multiple clouds, you can start to infuse or integrate data and AI services on the cloud, but we give you the choice rather than just saying this is the only way you could deploy. So I think choice is a very, very important thing which we will drive. So what's our big focus? We focus on 5 key things, which is absolutely important and very strategic. The first, relentless focus on, and I think you said you were born out of a services company and became a software product business. So customer success, empathy, making sure we can focus on adoption. You're going to see a big, big difference. It's not about customer success for just make the customer at the start and end. I think I had a very interesting was telling me that most of the customer success they have experienced is you meet someone in the start and meet someone in the middle and the end. I think our intent is to shift. It's a continuous journey, and hence we're trying to bring customer success support, services in a more holistic way so that can help customers drive adoption. That's one. Second, big focus on product market orientation. We believe that generally software designed for the West cannot retrofit to East and South, so there's a lot of rethinking of how you build planet scale, diversified software, so hence not just retrofitting software products, but building products for these new markets, because the nuances are fundamentally very different. So we're learning a lot. We're building planet scale systems in India, so but for customers who are deploying at 500 million end users, hundreds of millions, and we are learning that traditionally software built for 5-10 million won't scale, but if you could do hyperscale, you can then retrofit back into different dynamics and needs. So we're going to learn more, and we're going to start to figure out how we can market contextualize and build that. Continue to build the channel partner ecosystem, business partners, MSPs, GSIs, and continue to work with them around the ecosystem. On services, we are reimagining how we're going to enable services with our customers, both around assisting them, working with our partners, or in many cases the customers want the ISV when they're deploying capabilities to bring consulting and implementation services, managed services, and also start to see services software. Can we take some of these capabilities and infuse them back into the product, and also partner ecosystem, and then continue to start developing a marketing so that we could start to make us more visible. I think we're still in the start of the journey, but that's where we are headed. Just to give you a scale, we've spent about $3.5 billion on IP acquisition and about $2 billion on organic engineering till date. So we are very, very serious. This is the single most biggest investment which the parent HCLTech and the group is doing around building out, curating an intellectual property-led software product business. We're absolutely serious. As I said, we spent about close to 1/4, more than 1/4, I think 1/3 of our revenues back into engineering, which is a sizable amount of numbers that we continue to enhance the product. Slowly starting to build our own patents, filed about 450 of them, and we continue to add that. Of this 450, about 39 of them are AI-led patents. We continue to build it out and want to make sure we're also looking at various different options in the market to do that. So with that, I would just say at the core, we really exist. Our purpose is to really build sustainable products by bringing tech and people together so that it can help our customers, partners, and communities. You'll see us highly passionate about what we do, how we engage with customers, not wasting money, but focusing and spending money where it really matters. And we really want to be measured around how happy our customers are and how we continue to improve shareholder value, but also improve our employee quotient and partner quotient. So that's in a nutshell who we are. I just thought to give you a little bit of perspective around larger HCL Software. Thank you, and look forward to talking to you. I'm going to now hand it back to her to get to the next section. Thanks.